Carmen and Cream, episode 18. If these walls could talk, family preservationist Q&A.
Thank you for tuning in to the only stations giving you double the information and inspiration, WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. This is Miss Carmen, your host of Carmen and Cream, and we are back at it this week in week 2 of If These Walls Could Talk. Oh, actually, we're not in week 2. We're in week 3. These things go by so fast. I'm just like, oh, my goodness. But yeah, we're in week 3 of These Walls Could Talk. Last week, I discussed cheating with one of my good friends, Bill. If you missed that, you can catch it on my YouTube channel at Carmen and Cream. I have that uploaded for you, and all of my episodes are actually uploaded there. So if you want to play catch up, you know how you go on Netflix, catch up on season 1, you can go ahead and do that.
Right.
But today, I did something a little different. I took questions from my listeners regarding issues that they have in their household, in their relationship, or within their families. And I have a family preservationist here with me, Crystal Curie. She is going to be answering some of the questions. I know we don't have very much time, but we're going to try to get through as many as possible. Did you want to just give a little bit on your background?
Sure. I have a master's in mental health counseling. I am certified as a national counselor, and I currently work as an intensive family preservation specialist, helping families keep it together in the Mecklenburg area.
Great. And, of course, you all know that is what my show is about, trying to keep everybody, let's stay together.
Right.
So let's get into it. So we have a question from a female listener out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. She wanted some advice on societal norms in the digital age and dealing with depression within the digital age. So if you wanted to touch on a few points there.
Yeah. This world is just driven by technology. Everyone's always on their cell phones, always sending emails, always on social media, and it's really caused us to become distracted from what's really important and what we need to be focused on. Specifically social media. Everyone's also on social media, but a lot of people don't realize that social media is a highlight reel for somebody's life. You only put what's going good in your life, and you hide the struggles that's behind the scenes. So as a viewer who's on social media, if I'm looking at it, I think everyone's having a great life. Right. And it makes me question the decisions that I made, how far I am in life, makes me feel like I need to do more. And that could cause me to look down on myself, lower my self-esteem, and possibly go into an episode of depression. So I would definitely recommend that you monitor how much time you spend on social media and the people that you have access to on social media. You need to guard your brain. You need to guard what you read, what you see, because it does formulate a seed inside of you, and it grows, and you have to be careful about what you allow to grow inside of you.
Yes, because sometimes, like, I catch myself even sometimes when you scroll, you're just, and I'm sitting here like this, just scrolling while I'm doing something. I'm just scrolling through, and I glance down. I'm like, oh, wait, who was that? And scroll back up. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I knew this person when they were this, that, and the third, and then now they're doing this, and what am I doing, you know? So it's just like, you never know. And then if you catch up with this person, their life is like nothing like you saw on social media that day, where you're like, oh my gosh, am I falling behind? Or what am I doing? Right. So yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree. And so I guess we can take the next question. This is from another female listener out of Augusta, Georgia. She wants to know the best ways to keep open lines of communication.
Oh, and that's so important. We're always hustling and bustling, always busy, always moving. And so sometimes, we stray away from sitting down and having those tough conversations, which are very important. We tend to sweep things under the rug, and the next thing you know, it is a huge explosion because nothing was ever really settled when it happened. So I would definitely recommend 3 things. Make sure that you remain available, present, and respectful. So available means if you are in a relationship, you may have a busy week, but for me and my husband, for instance, I will say, hey, I need to get on your calendar for Sunday. we have some things that I need to talk to you about. And so he agrees. And at Sunday at 2:00, we're sitting down and having this discussion. There's no distractions, so I'm fully present. There's no TV. There's no computer. There's no emails. If you have kids, they're either asleep or they're preoccupied with the movie. You have eliminated all distractions. And then thirdly, during the conversation, you're being respectful. There's nothing worse than having a conversation with somebody and being talked over or interrupted. Because when you're interrupting someone, it essentially says, my point is more important than what you have to say, and I'm no longer listening. And so in the future, I don't want to have these conversations anymore because you're essentially just disrespecting me in my face. So I would definitely recommend those things. Make sure that you're available to have conversations. Make sure during the conversation you are fully present and you're being respectful.
Okay, great. I'm glad you gave those definitions because when you said present, I'm just thinking, okay, yeah, I'm here.
Right.
I'm here. You said 2:00 on Sunday. I'm here. So yeah, like you're fully present. Everything is present during that meeting. Right. So yeah, I like that. I like that one. So let's see what else we have. This is from a male listener in Charlotte. How do you tell your family that they are draining you?
Yeah, Carmen, we can't pick our family. They're just given to us. And when I hear a question like that, it's a red flag to me that it's a parasitic relationship. Your family members can be parasitic, and that relationship is just like a parasite. They just take from you. They never give. They don't care when they take. They don't care how much they take. It's all about them, and they're going to take. And so with that relationship, you have to establish healthy boundaries. Boundaries let people know what your standards are and what they're allowed to do to you. So for that person, I would definitely recommend using the power of no. Okay. No, you cannot borrow money from me. No, you cannot stay with me. No, I will not be the trash can for you to dump all of your problems on and then go back and do the same thing over again. And sometimes when you say no, people try to make you feel bad for saying no and establishing those boundaries. But then that becomes a form of manipulation because they're trying to get you to do what they want you to do by making you feel bad. So that's definitely a sign that you need to cut them off permanently. You can love your family members from afar. Right. It's okay, but definitely set those healthy boundaries.
Great. Good stuff. Next is a female listener, Aiken, South Carolina. How to date when you're a Christian. Now, I had this. Well, I'm currently dating and a Christian.
Hey.
So, I've chosen my guy, or he chose me. Yeah, he chose me.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he chose a good thing.
And I just said yes. So there you go. So, I too struggle with this. I didn't date. That was my solution. That was me. I was saying nope. I am focused on being I've always been a Christian, but I'm focused on being a Christian. I'm all in. Yeah. And I don't need any distractions. What has been distracting me the most? Looked at my list. It was only a couple things. So I was just like, okay, what's distracting me the most? Bingo. So I just cut it for a long time. My answer to any and everybody, nope. I don't date. And I didn't give them a reason why I don't date, but I don't date. And so I don't know how this one just came in and just was like, okay, you don't date or whatever. And I said yes. But yeah, so do you have any advice on how to date when you are a Christian?
Being a Christian is amazing. It is probably the most important decision you will ever make in your life. Right. So maintaining your Christianity throughout every stage of life is important, including dating. As Christians, we date on assignment. It is not a hobby for us. We date with the intent that we're going to meet our kingdom mate and live happily ever after. So I would definitely recommend for that person, first find you a mentor, somebody that you can be accountable to. Because yes, we don't have sex and we don't do all the other stuff that the world is doing, because sometimes people don't want us. It's easy not to have sex with don't nobody. want
Yeah.
you. But the moment you get a relationship and somebody
Right,
does want
yeah.
you, it becomes harder to resist that.
Right.
So definitely get a mentor, somebody that's been through the stages of life, somebody that's grounded in their Christianity, and be accountable to them and get advice from them and mentorship from them. Also, it's important to read. An amazing book that I read while I was dating was called The 10 Rules of Dating by Dr. R.A. Vernon. He's a pastor out of Cleveland, Ohio at the Word Church. And it's a very simplistic book about 10 things to do while you're dating. Very simple, very to the point. And that's what I would recommend.
Great.
For that
Great.
person.
All right, and I think we have time for one
Okay.
last question. This is from a female listener out of Spartanburg, South Carolina. She wants to know, list or no list after 30. List or no list to go by when you're looking for somebody after 30.
Honey, keep your list. Keep your standards. Keep your expectations. Just because you're 30 and older does not mean that your expectations or your standards should change. Your list should be, one column is non-negotiable, so things that you are not willing to settle on. The next list is negotiables, things that I would prefer but doesn't necessarily need to happen. And the last list is, it really don't matter. They can have this or not.
Right.
And keep that list, and God will send you somebody that matches your list. You have those desires for a reason.
Right.
And don't get in a relationship with somebody that you've lowered your standards with and now you're miserable.
Right.
Miserable.
Right. Yeah.
In a relationship and still lonely. Yeah, so keep your list.
All right. All right. Well, great. Yes, I'm excited. I'm like, I want more questions. I want more questions. I want some more. So we may do this again. I'm pretty sure we can do this again. I'm sure that helps a lot of people, more than the people that wrote in the questions. I could think of 10 people right now that some of these bullet points will apply to their lives too. So it's amazing. Thank you so much for coming.
Me.
And I definitely want you to come back again. I'm sure the listeners will enjoy as well. You can catch me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Carmen and Cream. Thank you so much for tuning in to WGIV, and I will chit chat with you next week.